Hello, and welcome back if you're returning. My name is Burr, and if you are a fan of MMOs, RPGs, JRPGs, obscure video games, art, or music, then you should subscribe because that's what we do here. Also, don't forget to like this video because it not only lets me know you like the content that you're seeing, but it also helps with the algorithm. And we all know what a beast that can be. So we are on our way to 900 subscribers, and we're at like 840, I think. Knock on wood. Don't want to jinx anything, but I'm so excited about that. So if you've been watching for a while but haven't subscribed yet, I think now's a great time to do it. We are continuing Final Fantasy XIV today. We're jumping back into Shadowbringers MSQ, and I don't know what to expect, but I'm pretty excited. So let's just go for it. Hi Lee, welcome in. We have to go back to the Crystarium. I was doing an ether current quest. Slowly but surely we'll get there to where we can fly. But today is not that day. I don't even know what's gonna happen. This story has been a wild ride. Hey, Viking! Very curious. Very curious. Are we independents? No, over here. Right? Yes? Huh? Yeah, okay. Like, not sure where I'm going. It's been a whole day. I don't know how to play the game anymore. Sorry about your doggies. Oh, miss, you're awake. You were injured during the foray on Mount Gold, yes? I was here at my station, as always, when they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher looking disturbingly bereft of vigor. Oh. I lost all my vigor. Hi, Chip. And to compound my worry, the sky has... well, I'm sure you've seen. It has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Baxter, stop. Hey. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Sorry. My one dog has... I have their leashes on because they've been kind of like maniacs today. I don't know what's in the air. Maybe it's the full moon or whatever. But of course, the one is 5 years old and he still doesn't know how to walk or do anything with the leash. So he had himself all the way wrapped around my chair and then was just growling because the dog out there was barking. And I'm like, He's okay now. He's laying on his bed. Things are good. And to compound my worry, yes, we read that. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we've had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you mayhap consider a stroll around the city to reassure our anxious citizens? Brage was one of those who helped convey you to your chambers, and he has visited several times since to inquire after your condition. Brage. Where are you, Braggy? I'm okay. Reassuring the masses. I guess if I just go down this way. Oh, you might actually... There is a dog barking. They're out in the yard, so... Apologies if that gets picked up. I don't know if it will, but sometimes she stands close to the window and barks. And the window's right by my microphone. So we'll see. Hi, friend. I'm doing just fine. I haven't exploded yet. Or imploded. Whatever may happen. Well, look who's back from the dead. Aye, it was a grim sight. Your companions looked fair ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. I couldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I feared you had one foot in the grave. Cold and lifeless you were, like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then they told me some evil bastard went and snatched our poor exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked White, what is this world coming to? Bah, but mourning never solved a thing, did it? Nay, it's times like these that we Crystarium folk stand tall and do what needs to be done. Trade with Woldmore is back on the table. We'd best make use of those resources to fortify the city against the Eaters, or whatever misery the fates deem fit to throw at us next. I cannot. Speaking of misery, Chesapeake was worried sick about you. A healer wringing her hands is not a sight you ever wish to see, let me tell you. Don't worry, Chessa. Wherever you are, you're up this way. Alright. Is it on this level? I think so. Over this way? Might be up. I think it's up. Oh wait, no, is it? Oh, I'm so confused. It's down this way. Somewhere. Not that way. But if I go out this way, I think she's like over here. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Howdy. Hello. Your name reminds me of chamomile, which I like very much. Oh, sweetie, you're alive. No one's been allowed to see you. Even Spagyric's chirurgeons were forbidden from making visits. Reed was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to Eater corruption, so I suppose there was little any of us could have done for you in any case. As for your companions, they've been rushing hither and yon, seeking a cure for your condition. I worry to see their faces grown ever more haggard every time they pass through the Crystarium. I shall let them know you're awake, and when they come to see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. They won't be helping anyone if they all collapse of exhaustion. And our own Morin has been a little better. I'm afraid. He hasn't left the cabinet, too busy with his nose buried in one dusty tome or another. Now to the library! Is that right? Morin. Which is even further up. Or something. I gotta hit up one of these ether things. Give me one of those crystals. The Cabinet of Curiosity. Isn't there a Netflix series called Somebody's Cabinets of Curiosities or something? It sounds very familiar. Confound it, this says the same thing as the last. Mayhap I should approach the problem from a different perspective. Burr! Is it truly you, and not some figment of my imagination? Oh, but this is wonderful. 'Twould seem my prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shelves for the wisdom to explain this most worrisome conundrum. Why, with all the light wardens defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? I must have pored over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I would pose to the Exarch, and thus do I feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you are awake, however, I am hopeful the search for our stolen steward might begin in earnest. Katniss, meanwhile, leads the crystalline mead in preparations for battle, though against what foe we are as yet uncertain. Why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing you upright would be a much welcome relief. Dun dun dun, oh my goodness. That was a bigger drop. I thought I was gonna go to the staircase underneath. It's funny. Anyway. Onward! The crystalline mead! Let's see. No Catalyst. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hello. Brr, alive and well, I see. You gave us all a proper fright, you know that? Not a day's gone by that I haven't heard folk worrying what's to become of you or the Exarch. Anyway, I'm glad you've recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we'd been able to provide you with better weapons or sturdier helms, then maybe you would have won the day, and the Exarch would still be here. As such, we're keeping busy consulting each other on new forging techniques and designs and the like. If you could stand still a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. New gear? She's a lot less aggressive than Dr. Aye, well, that's some fine work, I must admit. It would be impossible to make something better, but we'd need to experiment with different patterns of materials. And I'm not sure we have that kind of time. That sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. Hello? What up? Hi, Arabelle! Greetings, Ginyard. Ginyard? The master of the stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Aye, well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I don't want to crack the whip too hard. But never mind that. I'm thinking our absent genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer to this predicament of yours. And by genius, you mean old Grinold? He is a man of unrivaled gifts, I won't argue with you there. But what good does his talent do us if we can't bloody find him? No one's seen hide nor hair of Grinold since he wandered off some years ago. You know what he's like once he latches onto an idea. He's probably cloistered himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Nah. Still, if that eccentric is something you're destined to meet, someone, I wager he'll show up soon enough. In my time at the bar, many's the tale I've heard told of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We'll keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being, but on the off chance you do encounter Grinold, you'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk for when you've fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to good convalescing, eh? Ah, before you do that, you're actually the reason I came here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking of my stock until you're properly well, but if you're passing near the stairs, then I have a regular who's eager to see you. Oh? I'd best be getting back. Just because the world's coming apart at the seams doesn't mean we have to follow suit now, does it? Here, here. We can't forget the heart upon which this city was founded, or the Exarch might not have much of a home to return to. Oh. Oh dear. Who is this mysterious stranger who wants to see me? Burr, are you alright? I think a return to your sickbed might be in order. Or you might consider resting a while atop the watchtower next to the rookery. This damnable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery, but the exarch often liked to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. Oh. This is gonna make me cry. Where am I going? Wait, it's like over here. So, what's this place? The rookery. That's right, Temenos! With his staves. His staffs and staves. Oh, it's not ready yet. I can't be running yet. Stairs. Wow. Whoa. Crazy.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight. I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible.
The secrecy is worse. I'd rather people knew. I still can't believe it's coming from me. It's all such a mess. Got that one. That would bug me. The bug me IRL.
If you're thinking of coming clean, don't. It might make you feel better, but it would make things 100 times worse for them. They're better off not knowing.
I'm so glad she has someone to talk to about this stuff.
You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet. I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake, But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burned so bright. That they were still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive.
Aww. Pound it.
Well, come on then.
Don't leave him hanging. Oh no.
As I thought. What happened between us was no coincidence. My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours. I suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse.
Wonder Twin powers. That's awesome.
But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you.
There's some chemistry between us.
So, let us be about it, hero.
I was worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie.
He's just a little loopy.
Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours.
Aww.
My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you? Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle.
A little bit tempting.
It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Meg will rise up in your defense.
That's true. It doesn't sound crazy at all. When you say it like that. Who needs friends when I got these
and
two?
scepter are yours, if you want them. What? Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Oh, my dear beloved sapling. You are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place.
She is so funny. She's so cute.
Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue.
Huh. Riddles. What the heck?
You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer.
Well, hi, butts. Welcome in. Theories on Arbert's part. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna have to, like, I don't know, merge with us or take something. Like, he's gonna take the light somehow or something. I don't know. Trying to think like Final Fantasy things, but you know, they like to come up with some really random stuff. Comes out of pocket a lot of times. I don't know. But I'm very curious. I'm glad he's here though. I really like learning more about his character.
But what will you do with it, I wonder?
Just take the crystal.
I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
The ghost pixie of flowers. That's where I get my answers from. My comfort. To be fair, the pixies turn people into flowers and shrubs, so I guess they would talk to people. Talk to the flowers. So funny. Aww. I liked that cutscene though. So we gotta go down to the flowers. Gather information on the crystal XIV. Oh. Do I need to be on that to do the lookout thing? 'Cause that's a lookout thing. Oh. No. I see you. Just jump. Do I have to be there? I have to be on it, don't I? Oh, I missed it. Oh well. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. There's one in Kugane that's like that, and I'm like, oh. You know what? Stranger things have happened in this game than flowers just talking to you, so I'd be down to talk to some flowers. It's like Alice in Wonderland. No, lay down this. Oh, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of an Amaro. Yeah, that's like a tricky spot to jump. We won't worry about that on stream. Me neither, LOL. I am the worst. I could never play platformers. Like, forget Mario. I couldn't even do anything like that. I'm not very good at jumping that off. What do I know of the Crystal Exarch? I am happy to share, but I fear there will be no surprising revelations. As any in this city can tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion, and many untold secrets. But none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restrictions upon us but one. No one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many seasons past, a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, because one day the Crystal Tower may vanish as suddenly as it arrived. What's that? Sorry, I had to blow my nose, but then the dogs are barking. Again. Let's see. Let us see. Where is this one? I am... Where am I? I'm over here. Okay, so it's telling me to go to the launch. Or the Cabinet of Curiosity. So, let's find the shard. Where are you? Over here. Yeah, this one. This one's closer. Tell me about your buddies. I need to know all the answers. Are we for real stealing the tower? Are we gonna travel through with the tower? Is that the answer? Oh, was there something else you needed? If you come for the results of my research into this persistent light, I'm afraid there's little to tell as of yet. Records pertaining to the Exarch? Well, I need no documentation to relay what little I know of his history, if that is what interests you. Ahem. Less than a decade had passed since the coming of the Flood when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon thereafter. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, be they locals who had lost their homes or Vobertites fleeing their ruined kingdom, and together they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Some thought to call him king, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. Thus did the people consider his scintillating skin so alike to the tower he had summoned, and bestowed upon him the title of Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, 'twould seem that is a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Ha ha ha, I know it. I'm not gonna tell you. Do. Why didn't he want people to know his name? Was he afraid he'd just disappear again? Something powers and names. Don't tell the pixies your name. Oh, hey Tony! Thanks for dropping in. I hope the rest of your shift goes well. It is good to see you awake and alert, my friend. What's this about? You're not writing the Exarch's memoirs, are you? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions. Unspoken rule and all that. If anyone has fresh insights to share, then it'd be Captain Lena, I'd say. She lost her parents to an Eater attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearances aside, those two are like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard. Not that our proud captain would ever let it show. If you do decide to talk to Lena, she'll be at her usual post at the Ascension gate. Aww, that's so sad. Like her grandpa. Creepy. We just run forward. Oh yeah. The Exarch. He was such a nice guy. Bit of a nerd, but such a nice guy. We always find out things about these people after they die. Oh, there's a lesson in all of this. Hi. Burr, I was not told you had awoken. A welcome surprise. Now if only the Exarch was returned to us. He was taken by his rival of yours. This rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea of where to find him, and so I bristled when they asked for patience. I did not understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. Only then did I realize that I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. In the moments before he left to join you in Kalusha, the Exarch entrusted me with a key. It opens a door in the ocular to a chamber known as the Umbilicus. Ooh. This room is the heart of the tower, into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. He bid me allow none into the tower once he had departed. Only in the event that an army of eaters descended upon the city was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me with such instructions, but the battle with Vothri loomed near, and at the time I accepted the key without much thought. Since then, however, that moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recall the look upon his face, he knew that some terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, Burr, I need to know what he feared, what battle you and your companions are truly fighting. I cannot. Forgive me. I trust in the Exarch, and I should not be voicing these doubts when he is not here to respond to them personally. No. No. But you have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? Yeah, about that key. I see I'm not the only one who burns for answers. The time has come to open the tower's heart. Though we do not face an invasion of eaters, I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you do not gain the knowledge you seek. Oh boy. Gonna gain some knowledge. Sorry, that's the boss. Come, meet me in the ocular and I will unlock the door within. I'm stoked. Finally getting some answers, maybe? Maybe? No. Hey, that was a way to go. Do it this way. Oh my gosh, answers. But probably like 10 more questions too. The ocular. This way. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Captain said to expect you. Yes. Get your snacks ready.
I have unlocked the door to the umbilicus. You are free to enter. Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then, I will remain without.
Lots of books. We like books. Summoners and their books.
A moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee. Thy true name is Grahhartia, then? By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the 8th umbral calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Yeah, that's a lot to just throw on a person who just like traveled through time
Certainly.
and space.
But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity. Sid Garland being perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures. It proposed a method by which one could enter the River of Time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds.
Yes, traveled without his body.
Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes. And thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder. People cried out in despair, "There is no hope! We are finished! Mankind is finished!" Then others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass. The fighting went on unabated, but some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas. After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker, me. By this stage, scholars had largely established the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th umbral calamity. This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Cid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the Source.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century. But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only woman who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous. Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou hast foreseen this.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Cid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was her. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread.
Aww.
Where others would stumble and fall, she would rise above. Where others would break and run, she would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow. In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally. In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were her deeds joyously retold. For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights. And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the Warrior of Light herself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. She was the lodestar that brought them all together, to send their final message back through time and space to her. The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again and live. I am merely the bearer of that wish, come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Wherefore sharest thou this burden with me and no other? What wouldst thou have me say?
That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First. Your actions showed uncommon resolve. It was clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world. I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price.
What price?
When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die. Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me. But in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity, and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the Calamity, and make of it a portent. A prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the Rift.
Is this truly thy wish?
History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would. And I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course.
Oh.
I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There has been enough tragedy.
Oh, what a guy.
Careful now. If you lose control again, the light could claim you for good. Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
I mean to hunt down Emmett Silk. I mean to rescue the Exarch. I mean to have a few words with both Emmett and the Exarch. Yes. All the words.
Then we should be on our way. The Ascian mentioned the Tempest, did he not? That's the stormy seas around Calusia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere.
His lair.
Hidden beneath the waves.
You just hide it all out. Yeah, okay. So we got to hear it straight from the Exarch's mouth, what he was doing. So that was kind of cool. The poor Yajay, he's always getting dragged into these sorts of things. Did you find the answers you sought? If there's nothing more you need, I will go and lock the door. Sorry. Oh, what will you say? I need some directions. I have questions. Excuse me. I have questions about the Tempest. That. The Tempest. That is the name given to the seas by which Calusia is bound. If you make a request to the Tamers, they will provide you with an Amaro to fly you over the waters, but... Sorry for the background noise, guys. There's a lot going on. Do you mean to leave right this moment, alone? I am not sure that. Nay, I will not seek to stop you. Go with the blessings of the Shadow, and I shall await your safe return. Oh yeah, no, we are going. We are gonna take this guy out, even though we're, like, weak and stuff. We have to go to the... Not that one. He always gets sucked into these things where he has to, like, He's got such a good heart. They always drag him in. They're like, no, keep these secrets and you have to act like you are planning to betray them. And it's like, why? He's a good little egg. What the? Oh, maybe it's above. I was wanting the Ethernet to get up there. But, dang. So, this way. Go to this Ethernet to go to that place. I think it's just over in the rookery, eh? The Wild Launch, that's it. Okay, let's see. Hello. You require a tomorrow, just a moment, and I shall saddle our swiftest beast to fly you to the island. The open water, to the depths of the tempest. Oh, our Amaro can swim, yes, but to reach the ocean floor. Yeah, I wanted to just dive on in there. Easy enough, right? Uh-oh.
Ah, we have found thee.
No, rats.
Word reached us of thy recovery, and thus did we gather with all haste.
She really did try to leave without letting them know, though.
Ah. By thy looks, I gather thou hast gleaned that which I came to tell thee.
Urianger has shared everything with us. The Exarch's true identity and purpose.
I offer no excuses.
Oh.
When I agreed to aid the Exarch with his plans, 'twas in full acceptance of the condemnation I would face when my duplicity was laid bare.
Listen, buddy, this can't happen again.
It is not rancor, but resolve that I sense in thee. Thou art fully intent upon walking thy path to its end, art thou not? If thou canst forgive my deception, or, failing that, set aside thy displeasure for a time, I do beg leave to follow thee. What strength and wisdom I possess are thine to command.
Say, I forgive you, let's go. I am a danger to those around me. No more lies. That's what I am saying. You big butthead.
Pray believe me when I say that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee. Indeed, I curse the circumstances which compelled me to do so. But no further secrets lie between us, I swear it.
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea. Leaving the Crystarium, I mean, with or without Urianger. What I did for you won't last forever. There's no telling when the light will break free again. Please, you must stay here. At least for a little while longer. We will find a way to cure this, I promise you.
Is there a way to cure it? I don't think so.
How can you make promises? We don't even know where to start.
There she is.
Alize, please. You know Reen was only trying to help.
Come on.
Of course I know! I know only too well! But making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. It's a lie. Plain and simple. We've all searched high and low for an answer, and every one of us came back empty-handed. I am not about to stand in her way now. Not after failing her in her hour of need. No, the least we can do is...
We
That's
will go
what it
with you
is.
as well.
She's... No! She wanted to use it.
There is naught to be gained by standing still.
Indeed, we have exhausted every other avenue. Lead, and we shall follow. If there is any hope to be found, then we will surely find it at your side.
Howdy, Latios.
Are we all in agreement then?
No, she's not happy at all. Yeah, come on, read. It'll be okay. Or we'll just all die together.
Is there aught we can do to help?
Oi! Oh my goodness, this is so funny.
Though we may not know the whole story, we do know you're in for a fight. And while the Exarch's away, it falls to the rest of us to see the Warrior of Darkness is given a proper send-off.
You told them!
Alfie.
No! Well, not in so many words.
Aye, we didn't need it spelled out for us. When the night sky appeared over whichever place you went to, it was harder not to put two and two together.
From the moment I heard that you and the Exarch shared the homeland, I had my suspicions. Long had he been waiting for a certain someone to arrive. And I knew at once that it must be you.
Exactly. When he went up to meet you, it was clear it was no ordinary visitor. That spring in his step spoke volumes. I could feel his excitement.
These villagers are not so simple.
E2! That's right!
Aww.
We do not fully understand where you or the Exarch hail from, or why you've all done so much to protect us. But we are deeply grateful nonetheless. So, if there is anything at all we might do to aid your journey, you need only name it. What would you have of us?
You might have invited them to join us, where there are not so many. But come, they are waiting. What is your will, O Warrior of Darkness?
Well. Seriously though. Defend the Crystarium until we return. Leave it to us. We'll see the Exarch home safe and sound. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Defend it. Not be so you can hope for the best, but you know, it's so dismal. Be like, if you guys really want to do something, you're gonna do it anyway, so defend your home, okay? So cute. I like that little scene. Thou didst plan to commandeer Amaro for thy journey to the open sea. I fear the following dive down unto Emmett-Selk's underwater abode would drain even thy legendary stamina. Thus, storing thy convalescence, we consider the most efficacious, I know that word, I can't say it, method for reaching the depths of the Tempest. And I believe we have arrived at an elegant solution. Yet ere we discuss this step, I suggest thou dost conclude such pressing business as remains to thee in the Crystarium. Once the sea closeth above our heads, we are unlikely to surface again until our grand deed is done. Yeah, boy. Level 81. Yo, what up? That's crazy. Well, man, the Warrior of Darkness. So funny. Well, I guess this is probably where we'll stop for today. I want to continue, but I think this is a good point right now anyway. Let's make them think that they are so important to this plan. Defend. That's a good way to do it, right? You know, just be like, I figured they would like to do that anyway. Hey, quiet. Sorry, it's very pushy. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet. keep an eye on the community page because that's where I'll post when we're streaming next. And if you want to come hang out in the meantime, we have Discord. That link will be in the description as well. Alright guys, love you, I'll see you later, bye!